What if I told you that you were never supposed to get rich? Not because you're not smart enough, not because you don't work hard enough, but because the system, the one they told you to trust, was quietly, deliberately, and strategically designed to keep you exactly where you are. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is economics. This is policy. This is history. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at your paycheck the same way again. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you changes everything. From the moment you were born, you were handed a script. Go to school, get good grades, get a job, work hard, save money, retire at 65. They call it the American dream, or the success formula, or just how life works. But here's what nobody tells you. This script wasn't written for you. It was written for them. Think about it. Who benefits when millions of people spend 40 years trading time for money? Who benefits when you're too tired after work to question anything? Who benefits when your financial education ends at open a savings account? The banks, the corporations, the government, the same people who wrote the rules of the game that you're playing without ever reading. And the worst part, they don't hide it. It's hidden in plain sight. In tax codes, in school curriculums, in the fine print of every loan you've ever signed. Let's start with school, because that's where the programming begins. You spend 12 to 16 years in education. And in all that time, not a single class on compound interest. Not one lesson on how taxes actually work. Nothing about investing, assets, liabilities, or how the wealthy build generational wealth. Why? Because a financially educated population is a dangerous population. A person who understands money doesn't take a 30-year mortgage without questioning the terms. They don't leave their savings in a bank account, earning 0.5% interest while inflation eats it alive. They don't spend 30% of their income on a car that loses value the moment it leaves the lot. Instead, school teaches you compliance, punctuality, how to follow instructions, how to sit still for 8 hours and do what you're told. Sound familiar? Because that's exactly what a factory needs, exactly what a corporation needs, not a thinker, a worker. Robert Kiyosaki said it best. The rich don't work for money, they make money work for them. And the system was designed to make sure most people never figure out the difference. Now let's talk about the real weapon of mass financial destruction, debt. The average person today carries credit card debt, student loans, a car loan, and a mortgage, all at the same time. And they're told this is normal. This is just adulting. But follow the money. When you pay interest on a credit card at 24% APR, who wins? When you take a $300,000 mortgage and pay back $600,000 over 30 years, who wins? When student loans follow you for decades, even into bankruptcy, who wins? Always the lender. And here's the dark genius of it. They made debt feel like freedom. Buy now, pay later. You deserve it. Live your best life. They gave you access to things you couldn't afford in exchange for years of your financial future. Meanwhile, the wealthy, they use debt differently. They borrow to invest, to acquire assets, to build businesses. They use the bank's money to make more money and write off the interest on their taxes. Same tool, completely different result, because they were taught how to use it and you weren't. Here's where it gets really uncomfortable. In most countries, people who work for a salary pay the highest tax rates. But people who make money from investments, from assets, from owning things, they pay significantly less. Warren Buffett famously admitted he pays a lower tax rate than his own secretary, not because he cheats, because he plays by the rules they wrote. Capital gains tax, pass-through entities, depreciation write-offs, offshore accounts. These aren't illegal. They're features built into the system by people who benefit from them. A nurse working 12-hour shifts gets taxed before she even sees her paycheck. A billionaire whose wealth grows by $10 million while he sleeps, taxed only when and if he sells. The system doesn't just allow this, it was architected this way. And every time someone tries to change it, the people who wrote the rules spend millions lobbying to keep them exactly as they are. So what do you do with all of this? First, stop blaming yourself. If you're struggling financially, it's not because you're lazy or stupid. You were handed a broken map and told to find treasure. But here's the truth that the system doesn't want you to know. Once you see the game, you can learn to play it differently. The wealthy protect their money with LLCs, trusts, and tax strategy. You can start learning about that today for free on the internet. The wealthy invest in assets, things that generate income while they sleep. Stocks, real estate, businesses, royalties. You can start small. Even $50 a month invested consistently changes the trajectory of your life. The wealthy surround themselves with other wealthy, connected, educated people. You can start consuming content, books, and communities that rewire how you think about money. The information is not locked away. It never was. It was just never handed to you. Because an empowered population doesn't stay quiet, doesn't stay in debt, and doesn't stay working for someone else's dream. Knowledge is the first asset, and unlike money, nobody can tax it away from you. The system was designed for you to work hard, spend everything, retire broke, and never ask why. But you're watching this video, which means you already started asking. That's how it begins. If this opened your eyes, share it with someone who needs to see it. Not because it's just a video, but because this information changes lives. Subscribe if you want to keep going deeper. Next video, we're exposing how the banking system profits every time you save money. Even your savings account is working against you. See you there.